DFS podcast here. 4 games, Thursday, early slate, 12:35 lock time. We're here on the Better Sports Network and the Fantasy Alarm social channels. James, this will be a pretty quick show here today. 4 games. Again, we're going down over LA, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, New York, Washington, Miami, Cleveland, and Chicago on today's slate.
Yeah, pretty interesting slate. We only have totals for 3 of those games. Tampa Bay recalling top prospect Taj Bradley up to reconvene his tenure with Tampa Bay, despite the fact that he should have been here all along. We also have Yuri Perez on this slate, who dazzled in his debut. Logan T. Allen. This is the slate of pitching prospects here, John.
Sure.
Logan T. Allen, Taj Bradley, and Yuri Perez. This is Matt Sell's wet dream here on Thursday. Dylan Cease at the top has not pitched all that well, although he is coming off his best start probably of the year.
And he gets Cleveland.
in a depleted matchup. Tyler Wells, it's an interesting slate, I'd say. Just upon initial look, I like pitching quite a bit for a 4-game slate, and that's mainly because it is the prospects on the docket. But an interesting 4-game slate. Let's look at Vegas. 9 implied runs in Los Angeles, Baltimore. 8 in Washington, Miami. 8 in Cleveland, Chicago. We do not have at this time of recording. We do not have the Tampa Bay. Let's see. Do we have Tampa Bay? Nope, nothing yet. -1. Even money. I don't have a total for it though. Even money in that game. Dylan Cease, the biggest favorite, -1. Yuri Perez, the biggest favorite, -155 on the money line.
Okay, cool. Again, 4 games, not a lot to talk about in terms of the depth of player pool, but as you mentioned, the quality of player pool here is actually kind of on our side. Dylan Cease is $9,700. We've been picking on him a lot this year, basically saying not worth the money that he's been priced up at. Yep. However, if you tuned into our live stream on Wednesday, we talked about just how bad Cleveland's been, to the point that we were willing to pitch Clevenger. We saw Lance Lynn dazzle this Cleveland lineup, and now they have the best pitcher, in quotations, on the White Sox on the mound here in Dylan Cease. Unless they get Ramirez back, and I don't know if that's been determined or how long he'll be on bereavement for, Dylan Cease is just a ridiculous upside pitcher in a ridiculous spot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to get to Cease, obviously. I am just very intrigued about what the masses do elsewhere, because Taj Bradley, elite prospect, going up against a Mets offense that has been a shell of themselves, or at least what they expected to be. Logan T. Allen has looked very good in his stints with Cleveland, but can they score enough runs to get him a win? He has 1 win in 4 starts. He's looked very good. Yuri Perez might be the most exciting of all 3. He's very tall. He throws very, very hard. Yeah, he throws very, very hard. And he threw 88 pitches in his debut, but now he gets Washington, who doesn't strike out. So there's a lot of intrigue of just the pitchers themselves.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be hard not to play Yuri Perez at 7,700. I understand Washington doesn't strike out a lot, but this guy is just he just looks so different than everyone else.
Right.
when the baseball comes off his hands. So for me, Yuri Perez would be my SP2, and I didn't intentionally skip over Tyler Wells, because Tyler Wells has been very good this year.
Sleeping on Tyler Wells here.
I just okay. Not sleeping on Tyler Wells, but let's be honest. Are we more excited about Bradley, Allen, Perez? Or are we more, there is a minority that is probably more excited about Tyler Wells.
I think it's clear no one's playing Tyler Wells of this group.
That is the people who are more excited about Tyler Wells also root for the Baltimore Orioles. That is that is the
I
contingent.
think for me, to your point, it's Cease, it's Bradley, and it's Perez. I know you're a Logan T. Allen guy. I'm gonna pass on him again on this slate, and I would just go to the other three.
Yeah, that's fine. I get it. Chicago has been better, and we know Tim Anderson is
Okada
on his.
back. They got Anderson back.
Yep, Anderson
If
hits
only
lefties
Eloy
well.
Jimenez could ever stay healthy.
I mean, like, poor guy. Like I said, I had my appendix removed too, so I understand how that goes. Like that's just a fluke thing. Me and Eli both are in tip top shape. We both had to have our appendix removed, like flukes.
Yeah,
Other than that, though, like good luck finding anything else. Like Tyler Anderson had a quality start last time out, John.
I know.
4 fantasy points in that game.
Yep,
4.
yep. One strikeout
So
against Cleveland, no
no
less.
thanks. No thanks.
Yep, I'm with you there. Trevor Williams, the guy that is frustrating at times. Um, he had his start suspended due to inclement weather. He had 5 shutout against Chicago, 6 innings, 2 earned against Minnesota, 5-1. Like he's had good outings, and he's had 2 tough outings against the Mets and the Diamondbacks here. Not a big strikeout guy, but can get you a handful. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything here for you with him against Miami?
So where Trevor Williams struggles and where he has struggled is lefties. And I think that's important here because the best 2 lefties, at least from a fantasy perspective or a damage perspective, Jazz Chisholm, Jesus Sanchez, both in the IL.
Right.
So yes, unfortunately. Now you'll get him at extreme low ownership. Miami has like no lefties. They have Luis Arias, Joey Wendell. That's the end of the list. Like righties don't give Trevor Williams issues.
Right.
So the answer is I do have mild interest in Trevor Williams, and that is terrifying because it's Trevor Williams.
All right, let's go to catcher then. Adley's at 53, and then it's obviously a big drop off from there. Yasmani, Betancourt potentially in the lineup there. Zunino we know has power. Where are you? Who's the guy that immediately jumps off the page to you when you're looking at the catcher position?
I mean, Rutschman always does. That would be the first name. 291 against lefties this year, 366 WOBA. Righties hitting 301 with the 386 WOBA against Tyler Anderson. So perfectly fine spending up on Rutschman. And I think, Dylan Cease is 9,700. That's the most expensive pitcher we have on the slate. So
Yeah.
paying up for Rutschman doesn't feel like a bad idea because you comfortably get there. So I like that. Grandal is better from the right side, I believe. Let's see if that split is or the left side rather. Can't confirm it right now, but I'll look into it in a second. I'm okay getting to Yasmani Grandal. It's not like
I
I'd
mean,
rather.
it's a small sample of pitchers, anyways, to pick from on this slate. So,
Chad Wallach has continued to be good. 20 fantasy points the other day, 3 for 5 and a home run. If he's in the lineup, I can get there. Francisco Alvarez, he's been better. I don't know if like you really want to attack Taj Bradley, but you can, as you mentioned, just kind of a small sample of catchers
yeah.
To choose from. So maybe they play Michael Perez, who's they just called up, and in his debut he went 4 for 4. He's a lefty, so maybe Perez is the catcher that they start against Taj Bradley. Maybe in that case I would play Michael Perez, but it's Rutschman. Let me just I have the Grandal splits. I just want to
Okay.
make sure that we're not before we move on. He has okay, so he's definitely been better. He has what, Logan T. Allen here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been terrible from the right side of the plate, so no thanks.
Sounds good. First base position.
Wait, John.
What?
Your boy. Sevi Zavala, 2,200. He hit
Okay.
lefties well last year.
Yeah. If he's in the lineup, he could be.
He's been bad he's been
not hitting
terrible.
anybody this year, but
You played a lot of
I did play a
Zavala
lot
last
of
year.
starters. That is true. 100%. All right, back to first base. Otani 63 is your top price guy there against Wells. Mountcastle gets the lefty. I feel like that'll probably be the lock play. I understand what Anderson just did, but still, Mountcastle at 45 feels pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, just did is loose. Like, yeah, he had a quality start, but he didn't miss any bats, and he's largely
Mountcastle didn't
been.
even start yesterday's game, and his 2 hits, he went for a double and a home run. So,
Yeah, he is a powerful dude. That has a lot of upside. I'm perfectly fine getting to Mountcastle. I'm perfectly fine getting to Otani. The 4-hit game he had the other day was during a start that he also made with a lot of strikeouts. I would be interested in some Rays here in Harold Ramirez. They led Harold Ramirez off on Tuesday. So I'm interested to see if they would do that again if Yandy Diaz continues to miss time. He's missed 2 straight games.
well, they had low lead off today against Senga.
Right. I'm just curious if they like. I don't know. They've done a couple different things. Either way, if Harold Ramirez does enter the lineup, I don't hate Harold Ramirez. Guy continues to just hit baseballs for the last 2 years. Tampa, whatever's in the water in Tampa, just always seemingly works.
Sure.
So the note here on Yandy Diaz says they expect him to be back in the lineup for Thursday. So maybe I would even circle back to the powerful Yandy Diaz at
I mean,
5K.
listen, we've been wondering when the power to come with this guy for like 3 years, and now already has 10 homers, right? So if you ever go look at a picture of Yandy Diaz, the man is yoked.
Yeah, he
Right.
is jacked.
So it didn't make any sense that he wasn't a power hitter, and now he is. So
Yeah, I mean Taylor McGill has not been anything. I think what the Mets thought they were getting out of him. Righty's hitting him well, lefty's hitting him well. The Rays have 3 first base options here, and obviously you could play Luke Raley in the outfield. But I would get to any and all of them.
okay. Andrew Vaughn against the lefty and Allen, $2,900.
Yes. Andrew Vaughn against lefties. Yes.
Okay, and then Ventios is min price again.
Yep. I'm only because of salary, not because of the matchup.
Is it, how do you say it? Ventios? Vientos?
Vientos.
Second base. Luis Quiroz and his singles are $5,400. Lau at 46. Again, I'm just in on Tampa today, so
yep.
I'll keep running back to the well.
Yep.
Not I don't
love
well.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. What other second baseman are you looking
at? Taylor Walls, if you want to keep that train going. Jeff McNeil, a singles hitter, not over $5,000, $3,800. Baltimore loves playing Adam Frazier against lefties.
Adam Frazier, right?
Dude, I don't know why they like playing him against lefties so much. Beats me, but 342 WOBA against lefties this year, not too bad. He'll probably in the lefty split. Hanser Alberto will probably be in the lineup for Chicago.
Yeah, finally, I've been waiting for him to against a lefty for a little bit. So, and
he's hitting. He's been good. Hanser I think is fine. You don't really need to explore anything further
now. Nope, I'm with you there. Third base position here. I guess we'll see what happens with Ramirez. Do they have a time frame for him? No, just on the bereavement list. Can miss up to 7 days. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. Moncada's 43. Will Gunnar Henderson ever figure it out? Doesn't seem like it. Birdie at 33, Beatty at 32. Not the strongest third base position here. Hanser can play third. Could just slot him in there.
Yeah, I'm okay getting to Moncada. I'm looking at the splits here just to see what we've.
Jake Berger and his 9 homers, 1,000.
Yeah, that was where I would go. That was where I would go if I was going anywhere down here. I don't mind Beatty 3,200. Moncada's splits the last few years has been the strong side. He had a 217 ISO against left-handed pitching last year. That's very good, almost an 800 OPS. So I could get to some Yoan Moncada. Not gonna play Gunner lefty, unfortunately, because he's been worse lately than he has been. Isaac Paredes double dong the other day, 3,400. I know it's not a lefty, but like we just saw the upside out of him. He has a lot of runs batted in. Hanser and Jake Berger are definitely the two guys down here. I'd rather Jake Berger for the upside than Hanser, and just play Hanser at second if we needed to play him there. But yeah, Jake Berger. Yeah, I mean, all the guy does is hit home runs.
Love it. Shortstop. Wanders at your top spot there. Mateo's day to day. What do we got an update on him? Out of the lineup Wednesday. Soreness could be back expected to be back Thursday. So as bad as he's been, like very, 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 very bad.
Yep.
Very, very bad.
Very bad.
He is expected to return. Tim Anderson at 45 gets the lefty. He's always been a guy that hits lefties pretty well. And then the position again drops off the face of the earth here. CJ Abrams, I guess, 2,600. Joey Wendell, 23 maybe?
Yeah, Wendell's fine.
The lefty against Williams there. So, I mean.
Yeah, lefty against Williams. I do like the bat for Abrams lately. He has been better. Nato's going to probably hit ninth with the righty on the mound. Brian Raccio is the guy they called up for Jose Ramirez. Like, guy was hitting 338 at AAA. He has a lot of speed. So maybe that's where you go. But, like, that's also now you're not playing Dylan Cease, or you are playing someone against Dylan Cease in that spot. So shortstop isn't the best position that we've had. I'm okay if you want to just get to Wander at 57.
Sure. Outfield. Again, smaller slate, so smaller player pool. So guys we've already discussed. Ohtani, is considered there. You have Sed Mulver's a lefty, so he'll hit towards the bottom of their lineup most likely. Trout, Arozarena, and like Jorge Soler is in this group now, right? Like, I mean, no disrespect to the home run king here. 4 homers the last 10, 997 OPS. But he's not generally mixed in, it feels like, with this group.
No.
Big price bump lately, 43, 49, 53. So he's on the rise, but not your typical talent pool here at outfield.
Is that his price rose because he hit the furthest home run of all time, or like is that the only reason?
Probably what happened there.
I'm perfectly fine getting to the Angels, like Tyler Wells. So Tyler Wells is obviously interesting. The 2.68 ERA, 4.42 xFIP, almost 2 full runs worse, 145 BABIP. Like, that's not sustainable. Doesn't really miss bats. 1.5 home runs per 9 is still like a lot. Where I think Tyler Wells is going to start running into problems. 50% fly ball rate, 36% hard hit rate. And everything suggests he's just getting lucky. Like,
right.
The Angels are not a team to mess around with fly balls, because although they're like obviously the most inconsistent franchise in like recent memory, Ohtani, Trout, Renfroe, Drury, all dudes that just hit home runs. Like, they all have multi-home run upside on a given slate. So I could get to either of these Angels outfielders if you want to throw Renfroe in that mix as well. I love both Tampa guys in Josh Lowe and Randy Arozarena. Lowe, preferably, he's the lefty in this spot. Anthony Santander, though, is probably the play, right? 4,700 against the lefty. That's just kind of been the spot for him. He has been a lefty masher for a long while this year. No different. 392 WOBA this year for Anthony Santander.
Yeah, I mean, a big gap between power lately. He had the 1 home run a couple nights ago. Then he had the double dong against Fried. Little struggles in between all of that, but maybe definitely a good spot to maybe get him back on the schneid there for sure. I mean, Austin Hayes hits lefties well. Roberts, $4,100, kind of like that spot for him also. I mean, it feels like somebody on Washington's playable. No?
Lane Thomas would probably be that guy. Yeah. He's been very good.
It's probably true. Trying to see if there's any obvious. Oh, Corey Dickerson back finally.
You gonna get a C Dick Don?
He is activated. Could see Corey Dickerson here at $2,200.
You know who I think is interesting? 2,700 Mickey Moniak. They led him off the other day for the Angels, and he had a home run. He's $2,700. He's played 3 games. He has 2 home runs. He also had 2 stolen bases in his season debut. If they continue to lead him off, like again, there is something to be said about a guy in Tyler Wells that doesn't strike people out, has a 145 BABIP. His Sierra and his xFIP are over 2 runs north of his ERA.
Yeah.
Pitching to a 50% fly ball rate and a 36% hard hit rate. Like that's unsustainable number. Like unsustainable. It just is. Like you're not going to pitch long term and be this good long term.
Right.
So I could see myself getting to some Mickey Moniak. The only problem is like we run into again, the Angels actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They might have 6 guys in their lineup on Thursday that all play in the outfield.
Right.
Like that's just like how what are we doing? Like there has to be another way. Like I get it. They are giving us Ohtani at first base. Like thank you, right? That's like you don't need to do that because he doesn't play first. Well, like this is outrageous. Like 6 guys, literally 6 might be in their outfield tomorrow, and like you can only, So I like Moniak 27, but I like him better if he's leading off, like they had him lead off the other day.
Yep, that's fine by me. All right, let's build a lineup. Actually, give me your home run call first.
Oof. I'm gonna go Angels here.
Okay.
50% fly ball rate is scary. I'm gonna go Ohtani. Leaves the yard. I like the lefties better in that ballpark anyway.
I'm gonna go Mountcastle 4,500.
Okay, so we're both leaving Camden yards here.
Leaving Camden. All right, pitching here. I feel like we gotta play Cease.
I want to play Cease and Yuri Perez. Truthfully.
Okay, I'm in. Catcher.
Adley Rutschman.
Okay. First base. I had Mountcastle as my home run call, but
yeah, let's go Mountcastle.
Second base. Hanser.
That's probably the play if we're not using one of the Tampa.
We're at $3,800 a player left. So
we're playing my boy Moniak in the outfield.
Are we?
My boy Mickey, 2,700.
Okay.
Shortstop's going to be a position we probably want to spend up on.
Burger at third, I guess.
Burger at third for sure.
Okay, so Burger's there.
4,400
to play.
I feel like we don't have enough Tampa. I feel like we don't have enough Tampa. I don't know if you feel that as well.
I don't know. I agree.
Taylor Miguel.
Yeah, I mean Franco is 57.
We go Luke Raley, 36 in the outfield.
Raley. Okay, 41.
What does Hanser get us in the outfield?
56.
We get a Rosarena.
Rosarena right there. Got a Franco, Raley, Rosarena play with a 2-man Rutschman. We could also do Santander if we really wanted to go in on Anderson there.
I also like Ohtani too. So like we're in a little bit of a pickle.
We're gonna make a couple lineups here. We got a couple more minutes to go. So Cease, Yuri Perez, Rutschman, Mountcastle, Alberto, Burger, which probably connect honestly. In that
probably.
Franco, Moniak as a one-off here at 27. Raley and a Rosarena. Is there anybody 28 that would fit a stack better? No. So Gavin Sheets at 23, I guess, would be a connector for that spot there.
Lefty. I don't even know if he'd be in the lineup.
Truth. All right. So this is an initial first build here. Rutschman, Mountcastle, Alberto Burger, Franco, Moniak, Raley, Rosarena with Cease and Perez up there at pitching. Let's build that Angel stack that you were talking about here. Do we go Ohtani at first?
I think we have to. Just like I don't know who else. You know, they have 97 outfielders. They just don't
Moniak?
offer us anything. Yep.
Okay. Catcher. I imagine we can't go Rutschman at this point.
I would say Chad Wallach or Matt Tice. They've both been very good.
It's 3,500 with Cease Perez with the 3 Angels. I mean, if we just stick with Alberto as a punt here. 37.7 Burger, yeah.
Or Ventios. Ventios is also min salary at 3rd.
I kind of like Burger better, though.
Okay. I like a good Burger.
4,200 catcher, shortstop, and outfielder. I mean, Lewis Robert just sticks out like a sore thumb. So, 4,250 catcher and shortstop.
Play Wander and see what happens. Because I think we'll be able to get one of the
Alvarez.
Matt Tice, 26.
Tice, where is he?
Hitting 345 over his last 10, hitting 302 on the year.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it. So there's our second build here. Still using Cease Perez. Got 4 Angels. Still going with the White Sox stack here. Tice, Ohtani, Alberto, Burger, one-off Wander, Trout, Moniak, and Robert. So that there is our look at the 4-game early slate, 12:35. Sorry, 4-game main slate. There's only a couple of games total on Thursday here. So go ahead and check all of that out. We'll have the playbook out for everybody on Thursday. Also, if you're not yet a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, you know where to go. Go to fantasyalarm.com/all-pro. Promo code MLB50 will save you 50% off the first 6 months. $19.98 a month for the first 6 months. And now we have a 7-day free trial included as well. Stay tuned on the Better Sports Network all day long. Download the free Better Sports Network app. We have our fantasy football best ball invitational draft here being held over on Underdog Fantasy this afternoon. If you're not yet a member of the Underdog Fantasy community there, download the app. Go sign up using promo code Fantasy Alarm. Go to fantasyalarm.com/underdog fantasy, promo code Fantasy Alarm. You can scan the QR code on the screen. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100. You can get in our premium Discord. We're running best ball drafts every day with guys like Howard Bender, Andrew Cooper, myself, James Grande, Justin Freeland, Colby Conway, the whole crew there, getting everybody ready for the upcoming fantasy football season. So stay there. Check it out on the Better Sports Network earlier today. You can watch it all on demand on the app as well if you download it in your iTunes and Google Play Store. James and I will be back for Friday. Good luck, everybody.